Hey, Jerry Miculek here. Hello, everyone. We did our little bullet trap video the other day, had a lot of views on it. So we're going to get a little bit more specific on the bullet trap. So kind of give you some intel on how it's made and the features on it. But anyway, I built this back in the 70s. People think ammunition just comes my way, but it wasn't that way forever. We scrapped a lot of lead. We made everything. I can remember making 38 special loads for under 30 cents a box. And that's a box of 50. So give you an idea how cheap it was back. Anyway, this is my bullet trap. I'll give you a little drive-by here. It's 5/16 on the top and the sides and a 1/4 inch on the bottom, some scrap boilerplate. And the whole idea about using this kind of a plate is never have an angle that's going to cause the bullet to expend a lot of energy on the trap itself. So you can see it's got a nice sloping angle. And in the back here, you can see we cleaned it out. So we're going to give you a little test run here. You can see the way it's engineered in the back. The bullet will come through this little narrow chute. It's only about 1.25 inches round. It'll come through the pipe and hit back on the blunt side and stop, so it doesn't come back to the shooter. And you can see on the back of the pipe right here, this was Schedule 40 pipe. And I had, after I shot 1,000,000 rounds in it, I actually had to scab another patch on the back. You see this patch here? It was starting to buckle, so I beat it back down and put another patch on it. But the end caps, the way I made the end caps is the retainer plate is attached to it. So you see the locator tabs on a couple of pieces of angle on there. So you put it in like this, and you turn it, and you crank them down. So get both sides that way, make them easy to clean out, and no excuse to shoot into a dirty trap. So we're going to shoot 50 rounds of 45, which has the traditional all lead like a H&G, Hensley and Gibbs style 68. When I started shooting, that was probably the most popular bullet in a 45 ACP was that 200 grain H&G lead bullet. So we're going to go back at a safe distance. And another thing I like to do when I set my trap up to make it even more user-friendly is I never want a bullet to hit in that slot in the back. So usually if this bottom plate, and when I'm at my shooting position, if I don't see it, the angle is going to be set just about right. So what I have on this end is an adjustment. So when I want to achieve that angle, all we need to do is drop it down a little bit. Usually about this right here is about the right angle. So we're going to get back at a safe distance, pop 50 rounds in it, weigh the bullets, and see how much loss we have. Okay, I'm back at what I consider a safe distance for that trap. I've shot enough ammo into it to know what it's going to do and what it's not going to do. And if you look at the trap, the way I have it set, the bottom is parallel to where my vision is. That means I don't see the bottom, and I know that back angle is going to be just about optimum for what I'm going to shoot here. So what I have to do today for you guys, I've got a 1911, and I've got this is a Smith & Wesson. It's one of their very early guns. It's one of my demo guns. It's really been a good one. External extractor, guys, really good. But anyway, the ammo I have is probably the most classic loaded ammunition for an ACP round. It's an H&G style cast lead bullet. Back when I started shooting, this was #1 ammo. Everybody shot it. It was economical to make, so I've got 50 of them. And what we're going to do is shoot them into the trap, and we're going to retrieve them and weigh them on a scale and see what kind of return we get on our investment here. So I've got 10 rounds in the mag. I got my Smith & Wesson pistol. And another tip I like to give you on a 1911 pistol is never put a round in a chamber and drop the slide. If you want to wreck a good extractor, that's a way to do it. Never do it. A 1911 is like a controlled round feed. When that round comes up out of that magazine, it goes under the extractor, and you don't stress it by impacting the extractor on the back of the case for every round. So never drop it in the chamber and drop the slide. Not a good thing, unless you just don't like your gun. But anyway, here we go, guys. We're going to put double protection on. This is something I've done forever. Try to save the little bit of hearing that you do have. So, all right, here we go, guys. 50 rounds, and we're going to see what we collect. Here we go.
That's all right.
Huh?
That's all right.
All right.
You were holding back with that one.
You want to do a couple of them?
Yeah, I'll get a couple of them.
How was that? Warming up. All right. Feel like the old days. Yes. Here we go.
A few moments later.
All right, that was 50 rounds. We're clear. We're going to flag it and go take a look at the trap, guys. All right, we're all finished. 50 rounds. One of the things I always do when I'm around lead, especially when it's in a powder form, you got a lot of dust. You want to have a respirator on, and my gloves. I always have gloves on when I'm on the range. I try never to handle a steel target that's been shot without some form of protection between me and the steel and the lead. So this, I also wear this when I cut the grass on the property. There's a lot of lead that you might not see in dust form when you come through it with a high vac mower. You stir it up and then you're going to breathe it again. So this stays with me when I'm on the range doing any range maintenance, cutting grass. This is always in my shooting bag. And there was some input about, hey, who shot those fenders up? But I'll give you an idea. When we first moved on to Shootout Lane, Clark Custom Guns was building their shop and they hadn't finished their test range yet. So I loaned father-in-law Jim Clark Sr. my bullet trap, and a lot of the employees wanted to be, rapid fire guys. So they got out there and they cut my bullet trap all up. So all those holes you see, they're not mine, they're other guys. So I got my trap back and repaired the tires. But anyway, let's go ahead and weigh this lead and see what we have. Okay guys, we got the lead out of the bullet trap, and I think if I did my math right, we're supposed to have a pound, 6-7 ounces. So got the lead here collected. We got the scale zeroed. So let's just take a look. Yeah, we did pretty good, guys. So there you go. Give you an idea what it looks like. Lead, people perceive lead to be very ductile, but most of the casting alloys have material in it to make it harder, antimony, tin. So when the bullets strike, it actually shatters pretty good. So you see what the bullet looks like when it's collected. It's ready to be recycled. So there you have it, guys. Share the love, recycle, get some.